Hello, and thank you so very much for taking some time out of your day to spend with me. I do appreciate your time so much. Welcome to another video, another chat, another conversation. This is Joy, and I hope that you are all doing well and continuing to take care of yourself as you journey beyond narcissistic abuse. Today, I want to talk to you about how the narcissist wants to drag you to hell with them. The narcissist wants to drag you to hell with them. Have you ever heard, and I'm sure you have, the saying that misery loves company? Well, listen, the narcissist knows that their time is up, or that their time is running up, should I say. Just like their father, the raggedy, dusty devil, knows that his days are numbered, and he is going to soon have to face he's going to have to come face to face with the fruit of his works. That's right. They're going to have to pay for what they have done. The ultimate karma, judgment day. And so they want to work hard to ensure that they have company with them, in that lake of fire. And so the narcissist works diligently to make sure that they are satisfying their father, the devil, as they do his works. It's really just that simple. They want their target's fate to be just like that, because truly they are fully aware of what their fate is. For those of you who have not listen to my video on death and narcissists, or when narcissists are facing death, I would highly encourage you to check those videos out. These are based on experiences that I have had in hospice and being there in the final moments of their lives. Even how, their hearts are, you get to see how their hearts are so hardened against God that to the very end they will continue to reject him and to deny him and bring as much misery in their families' lives right to the very end, hoping that this would also cause their family members or their loved ones, people around them, to become bitter in turn and be just like them. They are fully aware that their harvest awaits them and they want company. Again, misery loves company. They see you. They see all the potential that you have. They recognize all of your passions, your zeal for life, your positive vibe, your light that radiates so brightly from the inside out. And the narcissist wants to befriend you. This is where you may find the female narc wants to be your friend. She wants you to be just like her. She wants to erase all your good qualities so you can be just like her. Or even a male narc tries to befriend you, another male, and tries to erase your identity so that you become a mirror reflection of them. Your former self, a thing of the past. Now you are just as vile and as toxic as them as a result of association. They say birds of a feather flock together. So that's what the narcissist in this instant tries to do. No, they have no good intentions for you whatsoever. Also consider an intimate partner and how relentlessly they pursue you. And of course, it's not just limited to friendships and relentless partners, but think about family structures, how they separate children and have one as a golden child, put on a pedestal. But even though the golden child sits on a pedestal, they are still the recipient. They still receive narcissistic abuse. They can still get it. And oftentimes, golden children become just like them, the narcissists. Or you can consider scapegoats. They become the ones who are who receive all the vile projections of the narcissist. The narc in this instant is hoping that their child would be a reflection of them, hoping that they would believe that everything that they have, every curse, should I say, that they have spoken over that child's life will manifest, and that those words will come to life and be that child's destiny. That's what they want. So that genuine, that God-given, that authentic identity no longer stands. Okay, let's talk about churches. I know we have to talk about the church. You go in there, and what do you come into contact with? Narcissism from the pulpit to the pew, all up and through the church, just eroding the God identity that you have so that you can take on their reflection. And you walk away from church lazy. You can't pray no more. You don't want to worship. You're not in your word. When somebody says, hey, let's go to this conference, let's talk about God. What about Bible study? And you're looking at them like, what is wrong with you? Like, I got stuff to do. You just don't have time for that anymore. Professional environments, work, they are in every aspect of life, all with the same agenda to make sure that your destiny is just like theirs. That is ultimately what narcissistic abuse is about. It is to make sure that your destiny is just like theirs. It doesn't matter how the narcissist comes into your life, what they do, what they say, they have one agenda. And that agenda is to serve their demonic father, their devil father, and that is to drive you to the kingdom of hell, the kingdom of darkness, period. You see, they transform into angels of light to be who you need to be or who they need to be to win you. And that is evidence that they are evil spirits. And let's take a look at it like this. This is where the seducing spirits come to work. Now, a seducing spirit is nothing more than a lying spirit that take people over and they reverse the truth. They work through influence. This is where the charismatic qualities of the narcissist shine through. You know how they say these creatures are charismatic? Yes, seducing spirits at work right then and there. All of it is fake, and all of it is designed to mislead the targets. They want to convince you to forget God's truth. They want you to believe that black is white and white is black. This is why the narcissist goes hard at brainwashing their targets. These narc creatures have a very strong pull factor, and that is why you find sometimes that it's difficult to tell them no. And even though you know that they are no good for you, you still find yourself loyal to them. Why? That seducing spirit has you on lock. So then how do you stop this demonic influence? Because at the end of the day, let's call it for what it is. We can't heal from what we don't acknowledge. How then do you stop this demonic activity? And it's quite simple. It's through the word of God and the knowledge of what is happening to you. So the knowledge of the demonic influence as well as narcissistic abuse. We cannot leave that part out. It is important that you know how the mind of the narcissist works, as well as the spirit that is behind them. And then you can cancel it with the word of God. The word of God comes first. But knowledge is power. Knowledge, wisdom, discernment. You need to know the truth about what you are dealing with because it is important. It is your soul that is at stake. And that is a high price. That is your place in eternity. And they want to drag you to that fiery pit with them. You see that fiery pit on the screen? That's where they want you to be, right in that lake of fire with them. You don't belong there. You see, the narcissist does not care whether you are their child, their sibling, whether you're their parent, their partner, their spouse, a co-worker, a church member. They do not care, period. They don't care. A soul is a soul is a soul, and that is all that matters. They want you to be a carbon copy of who they are, exactly like them. So why you? Why you may be asking? Why were you targeted for this abuse? Why was your soul targeted? It's also pretty simple. You're loved by God. You see, their father is hated by God. And because they're hated, because their father is hated by God and you are loved by God, their father hates you. It's just that simple. They're also jealous of you. They're jealous of your kindness that does not seek reward. They're jealous that you can love freely and that you can express that love. They're jealous that you can be vulnerable and that there is an inheritance attached to your name. They know that goodness and mercy follow you all the days of your life. And this is why it is important that you ask God to increase your discernment with people. All people. Ask him to help guide your decisions and your associations with people. Ask him to prepare your heart for the truth that he will reveal to you. And when I say people, I mean everybody. I'm talking about you listening to me. Ask him, is this who I should listen to? Ask him about everybody else that you listen to. Ask him about your workers, your co-workers, your church, your friends. Ask him about everybody. Understand that it is your soul that is at stake here, and that is a high price to pay. The enemy is so cunning. He works in devious ways that you need God's Spirit to help you discern who is for you and who is not for you. Ask him to prepare your heart for the truth that he will reveal to you. And ask for the courage to follow through with what he tells you to do. Listen, God will never ever mislead you. James chapter 4 verse 7 says, submit yourself to God. Resist the devil and he will flee. In that order. Submit yourself to God. Yield to God's will. You know, sometimes it's so difficult to hand over our will or put our will to the side and say, you know what, God, I submit myself to your will, because that means now we have to trust him completely. But that's right where you want to be. That's your sweet spot. Submit yourself to God. Then resist the devil and he will flee. Submit yourselves then to God. Resist the devil and he will flee. That's James 4 and 7. So I thank you so very much for spending time with me today. I hope that this video is helpful to you. I hope that it can help you grow in knowledge of what you are dealing with, but also I hope that it steers you closer to your relationship with God, because ultimately that is the number one relationship that we need to cultivate. So I thank you again for your time. God bless you. And as always, be good to yourself. Remember, you are a privilege.